The mission for this video is Sabotage Transmitter, but before we get to that, we're going to buy the Squad Size 1 upgrade. This is a very important upgrade, because going from 4 to 5 soldiers is a massive increase in your firepower, and will make a lot of the early game missions significantly easier. With that, we'll now go and set up our mission. Sabotage Transmitter is a mission where you have to reach a central objective and plant a bomb. The catch is that you don't get given a lot of time to do it. You have to extend your turn timer by destroying relay nodes found throughout the map. For our squad, we're bringing a sharpshooter. Higher level gunslingers can pull out their pistol and shoot one or more of these relays and potentially have some actions left to spare. That way you can save your high damage shots for overwatches or fighting. While we do have a sharpshooter with lightning hands, I'm taking a lower level sharpshooter to get her a bit of experience. Aside from that, we're bringing a ranger. This ranger is actually our phantom ranger, so we're going to be using them to scout ahead of the rest of the squad, find pods, and set up overwatch ambushes. We've also upgraded his shotgun with a laser sight. When it comes to laser sights, I find they synergize the best with shotguns. You're already going close for those high damage flanking shots anyway, so the increased crit chances just further improve that damage output. There is an argument to be made for putting scopes on shotguns, so they can do their thing out to a longer distance, but when it comes to laser sights, the first weapon that I always consider is a shotgun. We're also bringing not just one, but 2 grenadiers for increased cover destruction. And we're also bringing a skirmisher, for reasons we'll discuss once we get into the mission. As for equipment, we have the usual flashbang in the usual slot on the sharpshooter, for any kind of emergency, such as mind control, or having too many active enemies.
Advent has constructed a psionic transmitter in this area, tied directly into their primary network. Our intel suggests destroying it while it's still connected will severely damage their linked systems. Plant the explosives before they have a chance to pull the plug.
We, the skirmishers, were created by the false gods of this world to serve and die as their puppets. We retain all that we were and more. And our prowess in battle serves us well in our cause. In close combat, none can stand opposed to us.
Skirmishers are interesting in that one of their base abilities allows them to fire their weapon twice in one turn if they don't move. This is actually really good since their bullpup is quite weak compared to others, but because you can fire it twice in one turn, it actually does more damage than most conventional weapons.
Affirmative, moving out. Objective located.
Our readings indicate that relay is feeding energy directly into their network. If you can destroy it, it may disrupt their efforts to isolate the transmitter.
They also have access to a grapple, which is normally an upgrade you get around the mid-game, and they have several abilities that allow them to use it in creative ways, such as yanking enemies out of cover.
Understood. Moving out.
Right now I'm just trying to find our first pod.
Rolling out.
On it. A great distance.
Got it covered.
Position confirmed.
I'm a little bit nervous about stepping out into this corridor, because we've got blind corners on both sides. What I'm going to do instead is move up with the rest of my soldiers, so they can cover him next turn if he gets into trouble.
Affirmative.
You'll notice that the network separation timer isn't ticking down. That's because of the infiltrate resistance order we've equipped. That means it doesn't start until we break concealment.
Enemy sighted.
There's our first pod, a stun lancer and a trooper. We should go and engage them now, because otherwise they'll pincer us when we're trying to move up later.
Copy that.
Okay.
I advance.
Stepping off.
Affirmative, covering now. Moving on target location.
They're patrolling away from us, which means we probably won't be able to get a shot. There's our second pod, a stun lancer and a sectoid.
We've got an enemy squad here. Rolling.
Our sharpshooter can't see the first pod. We're just going to have to move up and try again next turn. Normally we would have to rush a little bit because of the timer, but because of infiltrate, we can afford to set up the perfect ambush here.
Moving to position. Moving to Overwatch.
I'm on it.
Overwatch.
We're going to try and kill the stun lancer first. Stun lancers are very dangerous enemies because they can use both their actions to sprint recklessly at you and get you with the shock lance. This has a small chance of just immediately making your units unconscious, which puts them out for the rest of the mission.
They spotted us!
At first, Advent deployed non-lethal stun units for crowd control and the occasional protest. We don't see a whole lot of that anymore.
We'll start with the standard opening, which is hitting both of the enemies with a grenade. Skirmishers' bullpups have the same weapon range table as shotguns, so at close range it's usually a guaranteed hit.
Finally!
The second pod moved just off to the right, so I'm not going to move my ranger up yet. We'll set up some overwatches and see if they come back.
Closing on target position now. Moving to Overwatch.
On Overwatch!
We'll take this time to regroup our soldiers and take out a few of the relays.
Heading out! Here I come!
If you say so. Well done. As we had hoped, the network separation
Since
has been
bullpups are
temporarily
close-range weapons, I'm going to use this action to take out a second relay instead of overwatching.
Overwatch.
Moving to Overwatch!
I'm on it.
Enemy still up!
Shot moving to flank me.
This works out quite well, because we can use a grenade to blow up both the cover and the relay. We need to be careful of destroying our own cover though.
Okay, I'll go. Here, catch.
Our sharpshooter is exposed here, but I can just use my ranger if she misses.
X-ray neutralized!
I want to use Justice here, but pulling the stun lancer will cause it to reveal our ranger. So I'm going to take our skirmisher in, and use Justice at point blank range, because it's a guaranteed 4 damage whereas his bullpup might roll a 3.
Heading there now.
Tired of waiting around.
Got it covered.
Overwatch.
The last pod should be very close to the objective, usually in the same room as it.
Okay.
We're just going to stack up on the door before we go in.
I guess that'll be okay.
Will do.
On Overwatch.
Scanning.
Come get some.
We'll put our sharpshooter and skirmisher on the sides of the door, because ideally they don't want to move. There's still 2 more relays behind us if we need more time to prepare.
I'm trusting you here.
Reinitializing weapon.
Good to go.
Covering now.
Affirmative. Covering now. We've got eyes on the objective.
That's a confirmed visual on the transmitter. Plant the X4 charges before they can cut it off from the network.
Moving to designated coordinates. Hostile forces.
The third pod is another stun lancer and sectoid. The turn timer is a little tight, but I think we can still get off an Overwatch ambush if we send someone back to destroy another relay.
What's over there?
Let's do this. I'm on it.
Roger. I've got my eyes
Got
on.
it covered.
Overwatch.
I await their approach.
Come on, focus.
Finally.
While we can't hit both of them directly, we should still be able to destroy the sectoid's cover, and it's much more important that we kill the stun lancer.
Changing position.
This is a bit of a weird grapple, but as long as we kill the stun lancer it doesn't matter, the ranger will be able to point blank the sectoid.
Fail you again. Ammunition depleted.
Let's get this show on the road. Position compromised. I love it.
We're not picking up any other contacts. Get those charges deployed.
An Elarium core and advanced stock is pretty good. The stock will give us a non-consumable source of guaranteed damage, unlike things such as grenades or combat protocol.
Roger that.
Advent has almost cut off the transmitter from their network. We're running out of time. Signal confirmed. X4 charges are active. That transmitter is history. Good work, Commander.
We didn't get a lot of hits with our overwatches, but you can see how useful it is to scout out enemy pods. It just means you activate them on your terms, and not on theirs.
We really put a hurt on the aliens this time, Commander. They won't forget it.
Excellent work, Commander. Your efforts continue to bolster the resistance movement across the globe.
I forgot to do this before, so we'll quickly go and put a new class in. We're low on rangers, but I still want more grenadiers first.
Commander, we have a priority message coming through. It looks like an encoded signal from the Resistance. Patching it through to your quarters now. We're tracking the aliens' progress on this Avatar project here. If they finish what they've started, it sounds like it'll be the end for all of us.
Our next scan site is grenade and ammo, which is really good. Normally you don't get access to these things until the mid-game, so I definitely want them, but we're just going to finish up these supplies first, since it's only 3 days.
Instrument of their will, and they instill in me an understanding of it.
Strategic resource located. Avenger plotting new course.
I'll make sure to do this before I forget again. Now that we have a decent supply of grenadiers, we'll now get a ranger to even us out.
Our soldiers were ambushed by the forces of the Elders. We must recover and strike back.
As expected, our covert action got ambushed. This is exactly why I made sure to assign a ranger when doing that mission. So next time we'll be doing the ambush.
Did you honestly expect to operate in the shadows, while I still move among the living?